My story started as a young kid here in the Pacific Northwest. I grew up in this area out in nature. I was building forts in the forest, I was harvesting shellfish on the beach, fishing in our rivers, and that's what I knew as living. I wanted to learn more about that. I wanted to learn how could I then take that experience with nature and really let it sustain me through my life. And so I went to school to study environmental horticulture. And initially I thought, well, I'd learn all these things, but I ended up learning a lot of science, which is great, botany, a lot of information about specific plants, but I was missing a core component of ecology and how nature actually works. Being out in nature, you're not thinking, well, where's the irrigation coming from and who's fertilizing this and who's pruning this plant? Nature just takes care of itself. What I wanted to know was how can we create that in our backyards and still get something out of it, like food, like medicine, all these things that we rely on from a big box store these days, I want to get from nature. So how could we marry ecology with agriculture? How could we marry the beauty from landscape design and horticulture with those other things? And that's really where I ended up. I'm Jessi Bloom, and I own Northwest Bloom Ecological Services. So I started Northwest Bloom with the intention to create spaces that are in harmony with nature and to make sure that human needs are also met within those spaces. So growing food, having just an oasis, peacefulness, having spaces for family and for pets, places that we can really feel are taken care of and that the land takes care of us. And hopefully, if it's designed well, will never require maintenance beyond the first few years as it's getting established. Once it's established, it should function like nature intended and be self-sustaining. We're creating amazing spaces for people. Most people this day and age buy property that they inherit in some way or another bad design. They inherit problems that someone else created. And what we do is we turn that around for folks. And we take something that could have been an eyesore, it could have been a burden for maintenance, and we created a habitat for those people that is wonderful for them and really enjoyable to experience.